The traffic in New York City making its way back and forth between Manhattan and the borough of Brooklyn. Our setting tonight. Thanks for joining our Tuesday night broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, DA. Thank you. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Jordan.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Paul out there with Gilgeous-Alexander, and it's Ferguson in at the small forward spot. And for the Nets, Prince out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. Then it's Garrett Temple, and it's Allen in at the center, locking down the middle. We're just halfway through the season, Brent. Talk about the value of leadership and keeping everyone focused night in and night out.
A lot of that will come from your coaching staff and the messaging, but I will tell you what, Kevin, playing with a star player that goes out there and does it night after night, watching James Harden, watching Russell Westbrook, watching Steph Curry, have the kind of unreal performances for the game 56, the game 68. You're just sitting there in amazement. You want to step up and say, you know what, I want to be there for you.
But to me, that may be the most important. Like every game they're there. Like every single game.
They are there. They're excited to be there. They're excited for you to be playing, and they raise the level of your attentiveness to being competitive on a nightly basis. And truly, those guys become inspirational to you.
And hitting the mid-range jumper here early gives the defense just another thing to think about.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more on their radar after knocking down something like that.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. He's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando. And it's Prince penetrating. Just 5 to shoot. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and no good. His first shot of the night, missing. Pass to Ferguson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Unselfish play of Chris Paul there, has a knack for knowing when to get his guys when they're wide open.
First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Temple dishes to Allen. They get a hand on it. Dinwiddie wide open. Brooklyn now working with a new shot clock.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Well, Thunder have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Paul passes to Gallinari. Here's Ferguson. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Shoots it. And there's another one for the Thunder.
Well, the D is aware of Gallo's jumper, but not on that possession.
And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Brooklyn. They trail by 1. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Temple can't get it to go.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Paul. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Dinwiddie the bounce pass. Allen, that's good.
Textbook bounce pass there, perfectly timed.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
Yeah, on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
Well, it can affect your confidence, not just as the player shooting, but the entire team. So defenses might get a little bit more aggressive, and then you got to think about the next free throw.
Here's Prince. Steven Adams making his last shot. And a 4-year player at Baylor, Taurean Prince, something of a surprise lottery pick back in 2016. But Greg, he's become a very valuable player.
You know, he's one of those two-way power wings that it seems every team wants. A dependable three-point marksman who holds his own defensively.
Shooting two.
And that one falls for Prince.
He always has this feeling that Taurean Prince is Damari Carroll 2.0 for this club. Good size, big frame, capable defender, but each year taking some strides on the offensive end to become more and more dangerous.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Here's Temple following the basket by Chris Paul. Pass to Dinwiddie. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field. The Thunder have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Paul passes to Adams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Gallinari surveying the D, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. Here's Temple. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Passes to Harris. Unloads from 13. Thunder with the rebound.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
Here's Dinwiddie, and it's good for 2. Dinwiddie's got his third basket of the night. Oklahoma City trailing. Paul outside. The pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. Prince with the defensive effort.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
And Allen slams it in.
Of all the action happening there, Kevin, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Now here's Paul. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Philadelphia.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie. Second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets, rewarding his growth. And now a chance to take a look at the numbers for Gilgeous-Alexander. The past month has been surreal. Right around 21 points per, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up. Fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Adams trying to free himself up. Yep, it counts.
I'd like to see Gilgeous-Alexander continue to get more and more consistent from there.
Here's Temple. 9 points last game out. Dinwiddie up top, defended by Paul. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And every season, the Thunder continue to be one of the more dominating teams on the glass.
You just wonder how much Steven Adams has been the catalyst for that kind of mentality. We know that offensively he's always in there to grab rebounds, but it's part of what they know is important in any possession is collecting the ball.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Dinwiddie.
And Brett, even though the Thunder have come up short in recent years, they are looking to the future as their time.
Well, interesting the way that Sam Presti went about his business in the offseason, trading away Russell Westbrook and then collecting so many draft picks. I can't even count them, but what a great way for them to rebuild and revamp in Oklahoma City.
And both free throws good for Dinwiddie.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Rebounded by Temple.
I'm not sure where the lack of focus comes in there, Kevin. That's not like him. The defense is close, but there's enough space to score.
Here's Paul. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And for an undersized player, Chris Paul's a pretty good finisher around the rim. Certainly knows all the angles.
Pass to Temple. And here is Harris. Back to Allen. Puts up a 3. The shot off that time. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And their series last year was a bit of a comparison between the two conferences. Both were in the middle of the pack.
So for the Nets, Jordan, he's checked in for Allen. Chandler comes in for Taurean Prince. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Garrett Temple. And then for Oklahoma City, Nader's checked in. And Diallo subbed in for Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's Nader. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Schroeder outside. 5 on the clock. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Last game matched up with the Magic. Tough loss there.
The failure to make shots on a consistent basis, that's going to put you behind the 8 ball all night.
Well, the defense against them had a little something to do with it, but you still got to go out there. You got to find a way to get good looks. You got to keep working the system, and quite frankly, they just couldn't do that.
And here is Jordan after the three-pointer from Dennis Schroeder. Dinwiddie right side. Harris outside. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Here's Nader. He's still scoreless so far in this one. A miss that time would have put him up.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Harris dishes to Chandler. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
They did not throw Chandler off his route that time. Even when you get physical with him, he's staying after it.
Schroeder with the ball. Defended by Dinwiddie. And it's Schroeder missing.
I don't know what happened there. That was an easy 2 points that he just threw away.
Dinwiddie drives in. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Brett, when you look back on all the stars you played against during your career, who was the biggest intimidator?
Well, I think about intimidating players, and the first word that comes to mind is Anthony Mason. I know he wasn't a bona fide star player,
Superstar,
but
right.
you know the role that he had with
Yes,
the
I
teams
do.
that he played with, and Anthony
2 shots.
Mason was a player you did not want to be playing against. During my era, most of the years that I had some successes and minutes on the floor, it was certainly Kevin Garnett. The way that KG approached every game, and you spent many seasons watching him very closely. From year 1 to year 18 or 19, KG came at you every game, every night with the same kind of zest and excitement to compete.
Well put. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. Thunder trailing by 5. Now here's Diallo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Schroeder passes to Muscala. And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
A heady play there from Schroeder, zipping the pass to the teammate who had the cleanest look on the possession.
The feed to Dinwiddie. It's stolen by Schroeder. To the middle. Here's Nader. And that one is hammered home.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens.
And the Nets with possession here. The Thunder making the shot. 6 on the shot clock. Here's LeVert. That one's not going to go. So the Thunder will take it the other way. To the inside. Here's Diallo. A slam dunk by Diallo.
Well, they're trying to take command of this game, but it's been competitive so far.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 13 points in the game. He feeds it to Jordan. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 3rd assist on the night. And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They trail by 1. 1:49 left here in the opening quarter. Dinwiddie with some nice D.
Maybe a time to rest him right now. Just give him a bit of a breather. Try to help him get back on track.
Chandler's shot, good.
So far, both teams scorching the Nets. You gotta love it.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great. Scoring is coming in bunches. And both of the teams feeling confident right now.
Here's Muscala. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. And it's Schroeder missing.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Well, he's missing, and it's starting to affect a little bit in his body language, and you just don't want to see that.
Now here's Jordan. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Lobs it up for Jordan. Stolen away. To the paint. It's deflected and stolen by Harris. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's LeVert. Another shot. And it's blocked. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Burton's checked in for Diallo. Harris outside. 4 on the shot clock. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Here's Jordan. And the Nets miss again. Thunder trailing by 3. Pass to Burton. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And it's blocked by Jordan.
If there's one end of the floor that DJ takes seriously, it's the defensive end, and he loves to get up and reject those shots.
3-pointer, LeVert. No good that time. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's the Nets leading by 3. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And taking a look at the Nets' performance here, guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Yeah, hopefully the opposition can recover because that first quarter defensively was unbelievable, just crippling defense.
Dinwiddie runs the point with LeVert flanking him. Harris is out there with Wilson Chandler, and it's Jordan in at the center position. So that's the Nets' 5. Now here's Dinwiddie. Jordan the pass to Chandler. Fades away. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Passes it to Nader. Got a piece of it. Here's Burton. LeVert defending. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Schroeder. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Nets have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Well, he might be an aging veteran in the NBA, but DeAndre Jordan is still terrifying for defenders when he's going up for the alley-oop.
Oh, he's such a great target still on the roll situation. You combine his length and athleticism now with the know-how and his tenure in the league, and DeAndre Jordan still can be an elite finisher on the inside.
Now here's Chandler. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game, and he makes that one. Chandler's got 6.
Right now, Chandler's activity is paying off. You got to put a body on him.
Here's Burton. Wilson Chandler making his last shot. Burton, the pass to Muscala. From deep. The pass to Burton. Kicks it to Schroeder. Here's Nader. Rebound, Brooklyn. Jordan's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Pops it up for Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
How many times do we see highlights like this? DeAndre Jordan loves bringing the hammer.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
So for the Nets, Allen's checked in for Chandler. Taurean Prince comes in for Harris. And Garrett Temple subbed in for LeVert. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a 3-point game. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander, guarded by Prince. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Dinwiddie dishes to Prince. To the wing right side. Here's Temple. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Here's Baisley, and Jordan sends it back. And so the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Gallinari's checked in. Here's Paul. That one wide left.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Temple. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Kicks it out to Prince. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Brett, so many guys are now shooting from well beyond the arc. Who do you think has the deepest range in the league?
I think Steph Curry has the most consistent, deepest range.
Lillard is in that category.
Lillard is in there, and of course, last year's playoff win will never go away in terms of what a great memory that was. Trae Young is now entering that category, Kevin.
Yeah,
I mean, we saw that
right
at the end of last year. His fearlessness in pulling up from just about anywhere has been pretty remarkable. And to that, I will add one Brook Lopez, who has found his way well beyond the three-point line.
He's a whole nother conversation.
We'll talk about him later.
We'll do that. And both free throws good for Prince. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Adams finds Gilgeous-Alexander. That shot off the mark. Dinwiddie with some nice D.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
Allen outside. Back to Dinwiddie. 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. Dinwiddie's got the lead up to 8 now for the Nets. Dinwiddie against Paul. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Brooklyn leading by 8. Here's Dinwiddie. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. You know, Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest as a player?
There could be, Kevin. I mean, anytime you express some of your vulnerabilities, and if it's done at the right time, somebody's going to take advantage of it. What we've seen over the past couple years is, forget about when it is that the media is asking you questions. Most players are taking it to their social media accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited by somebody with regards to a question. They can expound on whatever it is that they're feeling at that time. And that helps them to control the messaging a little bit more. And I think that trend is going to continue and continue to grow.
Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Gallinari. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. He's around 18 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he can just explode for points anytime he steps on the court.
Well, he looks to score, and he looks to score often.
Now here's Paul. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. To halt the run, it'll go, and the Nets lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Adams.
Well, Adams, with that kind of positioning so deep inside, he becomes a force down low.
Here's Temple. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Jordan kicks to Dinwiddie. Gallinari brings the double team. Pass to Temple. With the shot. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 4th rebound in this one. Out left to the wing. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 6 points.
Gilgeous-Alexander, fantastic concentration.
And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for Brooklyn. They've led by as much as 10. It's Prince on the wing. Back to Dinwiddie. Dishes it to Prince. Over Gallinari. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
Well, if the defense is going to give that up, Taurean Prince is going to take full advantage of it.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Ferguson. Paul for three. A rebound by the Nets. Allen's got 4 rebounds in this game. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Here's Paul. Here's Ferguson. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Temple gets the bucket. And now it's a 10-point Nets lead. Oklahoma City's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's Ferguson. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Goes up at the stripe. DeAndre Jordan grabs the miss. Jordan's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Dinwiddie against Paul. Allen. The Thunder pull it in. Adams has got 5 rebounds tonight. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Defense does a fantastic job, but in the end, Gallows O beats D.
Here's Temple. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Now, here's Dinwiddie. He started closer, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Oklahoma City called for the foul. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game.
And to this point on the season, guys, 80% from the line. He's done a really good job.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Diallo, he's checked in for Gilgeous-Alexander. No good on the second free throw. Thunder trailing by 9. Well, when Danilo Gallinari came into the NBA, Brent, he was just a catch-and-shoot type player. But he's so much more than that now.
Well, I think with the way the league has changed with the three-point shot and Gallinari's ability to do that, he's gotten a lot smarter about picking his spots when the pump fake can drive in and draw some contact.
Now Diallo. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Pocket 6. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. The Thunder shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. That free throw good from Diallo. And so he's able to get 1 of 2. Nets leading by 8. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Shot clock at 6. A 3. It's hauled in by Adams. And Adams has got the ball here for the Thunder. Pass to Diallo. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 5 assists in the game. Here's Temple. Passes it to Prince. Now the pass to Allen. It's tipped. And the Thunder pushing it up now. Paul's running. Basket good. And now it's just a 4-point Brooklyn lead.
Well, he's 1 for 5 in the quarter, and his body language is saying a lot about where his confidence is. Rattled just a little bit. Maybe the next open look will start him up.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's got 19. Pass to Temple. Now Prince jacks up a 3. The rebound by Steven Adams.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
A chance here to get a quick injury report.
Kevin, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Oklahoma City. He said that he does have a broken nose. It's definitely a painful injury, but not a worst-case scenario. It's unfortunate timing all around for them. Of course, they will need to band together while he's out. We'll see how they respond. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
Yeah, and this makes it particularly rough for this team. Other teammates now are going to have to step up, and it seems like it's going to be an extended period of time, so not easy to do.
And the first one drops. So for the Nets, Wilson Chandler's checked in for Jordan. Joe Harris comes in for Taurean Prince. And Karis LeVert subbed in for Garrett Temple. Both shots good from the stripe.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's got 19. And the Thunder pushing it up now. A slam dunk by Diallo.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace, that's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
Here is Harris. The Thunder making the shot. Drops in the tray. Harris has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Bringing that three-point percentage up quite a bit this quarter, shooting it well. The lead's going to get a little bit bigger if they can keep this up.
Here's Schroeder. Lays it up and banks it in.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. And here is Harris, who's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando. A floater. Dinwiddie's shot is off. Oklahoma City trailer. Pass to Ferguson. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
In the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. Young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
No good on that one. And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him.
No luck that time either. The Nets with the lead. Here's Dinwiddie. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Oklahoma City has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Diallo the pass to Muscala. Dinwiddie with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. LeVert kicks to Chandler, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Nets have shot 8 of 10 from the line. That's an even 80% free throw shooting here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And the second free throw, good. There's 42 seconds left to play in the first half. Dinwiddie against Schroeder. Shot from 16. A rebound by the Nets. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. 19 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Dinwiddie passes to Chandler. 6 to shoot. LeVert with it. High, arcing shot. Allen finds LeVert. Tries again. Chandler's shot, good. Chandler's got 8 points.
Well, Chandler's shooting the ball with tremendous confidence and right now doing it off the pass.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Nets lead by 4. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, can't tell you how much it means to us to have you back with us on the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. Means the world, doesn't it?
Miss you.
Yeah, so bad. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
You can see where the priorities are. Rebounding, and then more rebounding. They made a concerted effort to get the glass clean.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. This guy should be starting.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we're seeing from Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Thunder 5 right now. Gallinari and Adams, the combo out front. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Paul, and it's Ferguson in at the 3 spot. Here's Temple, and no good. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Oh, and here comes Gilgeous-Alexander all alone.
Gilgeous-Alexander positioning himself well and knew exactly where to get to in the open space.
Pass to Dinwiddie. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And sometimes as a point guard, you got to take things into your own hands.
Yeah, right. It's okay to be selfish when you have a chance like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. There, you respect the decision-making from him out there.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn, and it's Gallinari missing. Now, here's Dinwiddie. Gilgeous-Alexander covering.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's Paul, buried from 15 feet out. Paul's got 8 points.
He just exudes a love of the game, guys. You can see it in everything he does. This guy lives and breathes the game.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. 22 points for him. Harris inside. Adams, some nice D. Thunder trailing by 4. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Paul against Dinwiddie. Paul looking around. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Here's Temple. The pass to Dinwiddie. Back to Temple. Free throw line jump shot. And that one goes long.
Kind of rare to see any player have this much of a struggle from the field. To still have the lead shows how resilient they are as a complete team.
Now here's Paul. 10 points for him. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 4 this quarter. The Nets have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Harris with it. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Dinwiddie dishes to Harris. Shot from free throw range, and there it is for him. And the Nets lead by 2.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Adams. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game, and he gets it to go. Paul's got it all tied up now for the Thunder.
Chris Paul tapping into that absolute best magic tonight. For a long time, he set the standard for point guard play in the NBA.
Temple finds Prince. And Adams sends it back. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Jordan, he's checked in for Allen. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Burton's checked in. Paul against Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 5. Paul with the steal. For the lead. And it's good on the way up. Paul's got the lead up to 2 now for the Thunder.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
Jordan kicks to Prince. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Gallinari.
Taurean Prince has such a great motor, and the physical nature of his play, you got to appreciate that aggressiveness.
The Nets have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
And that one falls for Prince. And both free throws good for Prince. And Gilgeous-Alexander's got the ball here for Oklahoma City. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Here's Temple. Drops in the breakaway layup. Temple's got 4 points in the quarter. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
The Thunder have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Paul passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. Paul against Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie with the steal. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Dinwiddie against Paul. Here's Adams. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Adams has got 6.
Well, Steven Adams always working the offensive glass, strong and aggressive in there, and gets that second chance hoop.
Pass to Harris. Lays it up off the glass. Harris has got his second basket of the night.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Gilgeous-Alexander. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
Keeping that ball absolutely on a string. Gilgeous-Alexander capable of getting creative.
Pass to Prince. Passes it to Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one drops for him. Jordan's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
More and more signs of the skill set of Taurean Prince as he finds an open teammate.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Dinwiddie covering. And it's in there. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Could come down to selection. Bad shots in the first half. Here in the second, using his head, finding some more efficient opportunities to score.
Jordan finds Dinwiddie. There's the pass to Harris. From deep. Offensive rebound. The shot's good from Jordan. 8 points for him.
Well, DeAndre Jordan dominates this game on both ends around the glass.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. You have to like what we're seeing from Spencer Dinwiddie.
And he just keeps hitting shot after shot. They need to design a way to deny him the basketball. Make someone else beat you.
Brooklyn making some changes. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Joe Harris. And it's LeVert in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Thunder trailing by 4. Now here's Schroeder. 5 points in the game. Pass to Muscala. In the corner, it's Diallo. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Floats one. Great D that time from Jordan.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
The Thunder with another miss.
This feels like it's snowballed a little bit on them. The more he tries to shoot his way out of this slump, the worse it seems to get. They need him to get it together.
Now here's LeVert. No points in the game yet for him. Prince outside. Over Muscala. Here's Jordan. Burton grabs the miss. Thunder trailing by 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Now Diallo. He's got 9. Schroeder passes to Burton. And it's off from three-point range. Prince kicks to Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 14 rebounds.
Now Jordan covers a ton of ground, moving to the basket well there with purpose.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and that one's good. Schroeder's got 7.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, the big man not going to slow him down from getting that deuce.
Here's Temple. 6 points for him. Here's LeVert. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Now that play never gets old, Kevin. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Nader's checked in. And that one misses. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Gallinari.
And guys, he's regressed a little bit offensively. He hasn't been the same this month as he was earlier in the season. He's lacking the edge that he had, and he needs to change his mindset. Stop sitting back and get into attack mode.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, the adventure begins when DeAndre gets to the line, but I think he's wanting to work hard on his free throws, so it's not a substitution in the last 2 minutes of a game. He wants to get confident stepping up and knocking them down.
That one is no good. Thunder trailing by 6. Here's Diallo. That one misses. Jordan with some nice D. Down low, here's LeVert. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. LeVert's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Schroeder looking around. Pass to Nader. Back to Muscala. Trying his luck from deep. A rebound by the Nets. LeVert the pass to Temple. Lobs it up for Jordan.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Schroeder outside. And he banks in the layup. Schroeder's got 9 points.
Just fantastic work from Schroeder there, getting a whack on the drive and still finding a way to complete the play.
Passes to LeVert. Here's Temple. He's guarded by Schroeder. Temple can't get it to go.
Teammates right now covering up for the type of off performance he's having. In terms of scoring, this has not been his best night.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Here's Temple, following the score by Oklahoma City. Prince outside. There's a minute left here in the third quarter. And it'll be his 4th time going to the free throw line in the game. That one is off. Jared Allen's checked in for Brooklyn. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. And he sinks the second. Thunder trailing by 7. He kicks to Muscala. There's 49 seconds left in the third. Back to Schroeder. Just 5 on the clock. Second chance shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Schroeder's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, Schroeder down there sneaking in and able to pick up a loose ball board and get a hoop.
It's Prince on the wing. Kicks to Allen. Now here's LeVert. He's covered by Muscala. Allen. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. "19 seconds left to play in the third. And here's Schroeder, 11 points in the game. From deep three-point range, misses the shot. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Right back after this break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Thunder trailing by 8. Taurean Prince is out there with Wilson Chandler. Then there's Allen. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's LeVert in at the 2. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. That doesn't go either for Schroeder.
When you are wrapped up that tightly in the mid-range, you are better off just moving the ball.
Yeah, that's one where you hope if he gets in there the next time, he makes a different choice.
A nice shot by LeVert.
Well, not a single point in the first quarter, but he's found his game, and you can tell he's got a bit of his swagger back.
Schroeder outside, inside. Here's Baisley. Brooklyn with the rebound. Temple's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. He's off on the first. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Gilgeous Alexander's checked in. Good on the second free throw. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They trail by 11. Gilgeous Alexander, good.
He's been incredible in this half. Anytime he pulls up from outside, you think that's bottoms.
fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. Chandler outside. And there's the pass to Allen. Right block shot. Shot clock at 3. Here's Temple, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And a look now at the Thunder's upcoming schedule. On Thursday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
He gets it in there.
And a nice spark for their offense here in the second half. Now above 50% for the game.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Nader. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Pass to LeVert. And here is Prince. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Chandler bounce pass. Here's Allen. The offensive rebound. Thunder trailing by 8. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. On his 15th shot attempt, he makes his 9th basket, shooting a healthy 60% tonight.
Gilgeous-Alexander learning this offensive system and learning it well.
Chandler right side. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Throw good, Wilson Chandler.
Always seen as a multi-talented forward, Wilson Chandler offers a lot of length, and with that hustle, he gets rewarded.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Harris has checked in for Taurean Prince, and Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for Garrett Temple. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Thunder trailing by 7. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. And they double up Paul. Down low. Ferguson's shot is good.
And guys, all about hard work from this point on. They've worked hard to create that high-quality shot and then able to knock it down.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Pass to LeVert. Passes it to Allen. Lets it go from 14. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the layup's good off the glass. Now it's just a 3-point Nets lead.
Well, they're getting stops, and they're attacking on the offensive end.
Yeah, coaching staff probably loves this, just grinding out defensive possessions, which is helping them get back into their offensive flow.
Now, here's Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 6. That one doesn't go. Paul with the defensive effort. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 9 feet out. Bank shot, no good.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the boards.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
It'll go, and the Nets' lead is cut down to just 2 points from the bucket from Ferguson.
Well, they left it until the fourth quarter, but finally the run they needed to get back into this one.
Finally got themselves in the trenches. Momentum completely shifted now. We've got a tight one here in the final period. Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Now here's Paul. Paul is doubled. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Offensive rebound, Gilgeous-Alexander. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Gilgeous-Alexander, such growth in his first year, continues to show he's learning this game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
Now, Gilgeous-Alexander, such an intriguing prospect coming out of Kentucky. I can't wait to watch in a new system how it is that he starts to understand and develop further his offensive play.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Nets leading by 3. Dinwiddie outside. And the pass to LeVert. It's Chandler high post. Over Gallinari. And that one hits back iron.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
No, he should know better. He knows that's not his game, which is why we don't see him take that shot off.
Now, here's Gallinari. Throws it up high. Poked away. It's stolen by Allen. It's LeVert on the wing. That's 3-pointers off the mark. And it's Paul with the ball for the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's a 3-point game. Paul is doubled. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Adams. Clock at 6. The drive by Paul. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. LeVert. Gallinari with the rebound. Thunder trailing by 3. Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Paul. Over Harris. The shot's good from Paul.
Well, that's a sweet spot for Paul. That zone between the arc and the paint might be his favorite. A career 50% 2-point shooter.
Dinwiddie finds Harris. Pass to LeVert. Chandler against Gallinari. Chandler the pass to Dinwiddie. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Brooklyn making some changes. Taurean Prince comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Garrett Temple subbed in for LeVert. And so it's Brooklyn with it. Dinwiddie passes to Harris. 6 to shoot. Prince outside. Back to Harris. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. And the Nets lead by 3.
Now that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Gallinari passes to Adams. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It goes on Taurean Prince.
Well, love the aggressive play here from Adams. He gets the shot he wants, and now another opportunity to challenge himself at the free throw line. Well, that's a guy out there in Steven Adams that you just have to pay attention to. Every night he's going to bang around the opposing big guys and be a threat around the rim to score and pick up offensive rebounds.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. And with Adams on the offensive glass, he is impossible to move.
Well, that's a big reason why a couple years ago, Kevin, he grabbed more offensive rebounds than defensive rebounds. So you know he's going to live in the paint.
So he comes up empty, missing both.
Well, 12th pick in the NBA draft back in 2013. The cool thing would be, Kevin, if Steven Adams plays as many seasons as he has siblings. That would be 17.
Now here's Prince. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops.
Where was the D on that one? Just too easy.
Thunder trailing by 5. Pass to Adams. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
Well, he's such a big guy, Adams, but he does move quite well, and that helps his ability to get to the free throw line.
And you look at the way Steven Adams has developed his offense the last few years. It's been a huge boost for this team. He has always been a great defender, but now he is an important cog on this team in terms of scoring.
Shooting 2.
Throw good, Adams. And with Adams in his offense, you forget how young he is.
And big men, sometimes they just take a little longer to find their path in the NBA. And Adams has certainly found his. I remember him being in mostly to screen and rebound when he was a rookie, but look how far his game has come.
He doesn't get the second one.
Listen, they're still right in this thing. Missing that free throw, though, keeps this a 2-possession deficit.
And the basket is good.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
And there's the call on Garrett Temple. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Paul. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Pass to Allen. Now the dish to Temple. He kicks to Dinwiddie. Allen passes to Dinwiddie. Just 5 to shoot. Count it. And with that basket, he's now 9 of 15 from the floor.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Fades back. He's off on that one. The Nets go the other way with it.
And they continue to control the glass.
Took him no time at all on that one. Harris has got the lead up to 11 now for the Nets.
Trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second 3 of the game. 1 in each half.
Dinwiddie against Paul. Can they get it? Jump shot is good. Paul's got 12 points in just the second half.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
Yeah, I don't think he even sees a taller defender out there. Just a gifted scorer.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Paul, right side. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here. Ferguson misses.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, you can see when it's that close, players react. You just, oh, man, we just missed that one. Maybe they'll get another chance at it.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Yeah, that pops your confident balloon out there, just completely deflating when plays like that happen. And he's not the reason that they're trailing in this one. He's been on his game. It's a few of the other guys that need to pick it up.
Prince with it. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Prince doing a good job of staying in that straight line attack mode.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. The 11-footer. Rebound, Brooklyn. Allen's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Here's Temple. The pass to Allen. Shoots over Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, the Nets for two.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Nets.
They made more foul shots, and that was the difference.
That was a big advantage. The other team was defending with their hands instead of moving their feet, and they handed them a lot of easy points at the line.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Just knows how to fill it up, and that's exactly what he did tonight. Nobody that they assigned to him could really get a handle on him.
Of course, Dirk Nowitzki spent his whole career with the Dallas Mavericks. We don't see that much anymore, do we? From the beginning to the end with one team.
No, but I think we're going to still occasionally have anomalies like we did with Reggie being in Indiana for the years of his playing career. Nate McMillan was in Seattle for his playing career, now coach of the Indiana Pacers. So there will be times where we'll have that once or twice. It's not going to happen very much, Kevin.
Not in today's
not
NBA.
in today's game, and
Today's
not with what's at stake.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. .106 left in the fourth. Diallo kicks it over to Schroeder. Looking to get it going. No good. Shot missing. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Pinson. Got a piece of it. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Diallo, the pass to Schroeder. Back to Diallo. A slam dunk by Diallo.
Oh, Kevin, not a Petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Here's Karuch. Here's the floater. They get it back. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Here's Burton. The rebound by the Nets. Here's Temple. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, what do you think this team's identity is this season?
We just have so many guys that can score. It's going to be somebody's night every night, like I keep saying. But we're also, our half-court offense is getting a lot better.
The ball is moving around, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. So long.